Hello, my name is Yori Burnett, and I am the Community Development Director for the City of Ferndale. Thanks for your interest in the city's 2016 Comprehensive Plan, which is a guiding document taking us from now until 2036. In this video, we are looking at the land use element. This is the heart of the Comprehensive Plan, which will help guide growth and change and the policy decisions identified in the rest of the document. It all begins with our growth projections, which are based on current and regional trends. A city that is growing has very different needs than a city that expects little population change. The type and location of growth will decide where and when projects such as road projects, water and sewer line extensions, and improvements must be made, and to a certain extent, how much they will cost. We do expect Ferndale to grow. By 2036, we expect nearly 7,000 new residents, up to 3,000 new housing units, and up to 4,000 new jobs. Now, this growth will not come all at once. It will come in a variety of forms and in different parts of our city. In fact, the residential growth that is projected is based on growth slowing down slightly from current levels. The job growth, meanwhile, would reflect an acceleration from current levels as Ferndale becomes less of a bedroom community and introduces more living wage and service-oriented jobs. Through the land use element, we have projected that the city will grow moderately more dense over the next 20 years, as our multifamily areas are further developed, including our downtown core, which is west of the Nooksack River, and in the vicinity of Griffintown Park. New single-family subdivisions will likely also be slightly more dense than we've seen historically. Outside of the current city limits, Whatcom County, which acts as the regional planning agency, has established something called an Urban Growth Area, or UGA, as required by Washington's Growth Management Act. This UGA identifies areas outside the current city limits that could be made part of the city, or annexed, within the next 20 years. By annexing the territory, based on the city's annexation blueprint, the city will be able to preserve sufficient inventories of residential land without creating densities that are way out of scale for Ferndale, or reducing available land and housing to the point where it becomes unaffordable for residents. Based on our projections, our current UGA is sufficient for population growth through 2036. A majority of the future growth will occur within the existing city limits, sometimes on properties that have already been partially developed. The land use element reflects the concerns of citizens that too much growth will change Ferndale's character. And so the city has taken a number of steps and will continue to refine its processes to ensure that new residential development meets high design standards, that the environment is protected, that development pays its fair share of costs, that parks and trails are created to provide better links throughout the community, and more. These plans reflect the interties within the Comprehensive Plan and between the Comprehensive Plan and other city regulations. One of the main focuses of the Comprehensive Plan, and specifically the land use element, is to preserve and enhance Ferndale's sense of place. Perhaps nowhere is this more important than in our downtown core. It is unlikely that Ferndale's downtown core will ever be the historic center for shopping that it once was. But the core can be returned to vibrancy through a combination of reintroducing residential living to the area, remodeling existing buildings, or building new buildings to take the place of decaying single-family residences, by encouraging niche retail and offices to enliven the area during the day, and to continue fostering the growing dining and recreational opportunities that will make the area vibrant at night and on the weekends. But how will we accomplish these goals? Well, here are some examples. Commercial and industrial development tends to grow in fits and starts. As a result, it is more difficult to make concrete predictions than residential growth. However, we know Ferndale is ideally located along the I-5 corridor with an educated workforce and affordable undeveloped land. Our proximity to Canada, the Bellingham International Airport, rail, and Cherry Point make it an ideal location for further industrial and commercial growth. By carefully planning infrastructure improvements and establishing land use regulations that protect residents and the environment, requiring that development pays its fair share, while also providing flexibility and good customer service, Ferndale is poised to continue to see strong growth in this area. Here are some ways that we're going to do that. As our community grows, it is essential that we protect the land and water we share with our neighbors. As a city, we will work to restore environmentally critical areas, to reestablish habitat connections, and encourage environmentally sensitive areas to be left in a natural state. Here are some of the ways we are doing that. Effective land use policy requires clearly articulated goals and policies that support those goals. You can learn more about how these decisions impact parts of our city by checking out the videos for the rest of the comprehensive plan.